We're back with you. David Kirkman and Seth Buffelli from AARP are joining us today to talk about scams and what you need to know. All right, so David, what happens if you do become a victim of one of these romance scams or really any other scam?
Well, if you've just sent money, you need to act very, very quickly because that money gets picked up within minutes. So if you sent gift cards numbers to these people, you need to call the number on the back of that card and try to get the transaction canceled, get your money back that way. If you've wired money by, say, Western Union or MoneyGram, call the security number on the invoice that you received at the grocery store. Do the same thing. Try to get that transaction canceled immediately. If you transferred money from bank to bank, call your bank security office right away. And again, try to do it as fast as you can before the money is picked up, because once that happens over in Indonesia or Germany or wherever the money's been picked up, it's gone. You're never really going to get it back. You also should follow up by contacting somebody who can probably do something about it or give you further advice. And in North Carolina, that would be the Attorney General's Office, Consumer Protection Division. And the number to call there is area code 919-716-6000. And then for a national law enforcement agency, you would want to contact IC3, which is the FBI organization, Internet Computer Crime Center. And to contact them, just go to IC3, the number 3.gov. And then you'll have a place to call and you can input all your data. They're actually very good at reaching out, especially if you use Bitcoin or some other cryptocurrency, and pulling that transaction back. But again, you have to do it very, very quickly.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, what do you even give the odds of that most of the time of getting money back?
You know, depending on which method you used, I think you have probably about 20 minutes with Western Union. Same with the gift cards. It's a little tougher with Bitcoin. You have a lot longer time with bank transfers, probably several hours.
Yeah, and that's the reason why we're doing this, so that you have the awareness, so that you don't even get into that situation, because trying to get yourself out of that situation is not the easiest, and it's not like one of those 100% things that you're going to get your money back. So we want to make sure that we give you as much awareness as possible. All right, so Seth, let's talk about not just romance scams, but all the other kind of frauds and scams that we're seeing.
Yeah, you know, there are so many, and it is just really a tragic situation. In North Carolina, we don't have complete data for last year yet, but in 2022, North Carolinians reported about $150 million in fraud losses. And the number one most reported fraud was identity theft. And so it's just really important to, make sure that you're taking care of your information, shredding sensitive documents, especially if they have your Social Security or your account numbers. But also, when where there are so many passwords and so many websites we go to that have our financial information, making sure that we're using complex passwords, and we're using like a password a wallet, something that keeps track of it all for us. And then another thing is, sometimes the safest thing is just to assume your information's already out there, and either do a credit freeze or a credit alert, or subscribe to one of the many credit monitoring services. I know I have it, and it's really helpful. If I actually do get a loan myself, I'll get instantly a notification asking if it was legitimate, if it was me. And so sometimes the safest protection is just to assume that your information's already out there, and it's just a matter of time before somebody tries to use it. So have those protections in place.
Okay. One of the things that has been kind of going around lately is getting like a text from someone who is trying to get in touch with someone else. Sometimes people look at that and they want to respond back because they think, oh, this person has the wrong number. But that's not really what it is it, David?
No, they're just trying to start one of these conversations. It could end up being a romance scam. It could be being something else. But they're actually using a way to get their foot in the door.
Okay. Unfortunately, I think your screen is kind of freezing there for just a minute. So what we're going to do, we're going to try and redo our screens and things like that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be taking your questions when we come back. 336-379-5775.